My girlfriend Ellie vanished 3 weeks ago. No warning, no fight, no trace, except for a single note she left on our kitchen counter. I've read it 1,000 times, and every time I do, I feel like I'm losing my grip on reality. I'll get to the note, but let me back up so you understand why I'm freaking out. Ellie and I met 2 years ago at a bookstore. I was browsing sci-fi, she was in the poetry section, and we bonded over a shared love of weird, obscure novels. She was magnetic, bright green eyes, a laugh that made everyone in the room turn, and this knack for saying exactly what you needed to hear. We moved in together after 6 months, which I know sounds fast, but it felt right. Our apartment was small but ours, filled with mismatched furniture and stacks of books we'd read to each other at night. She was my person, you know, the kind you don't just lose. About a month ago, Ellie started acting off. She'd always been a night owl, but she began staying up until 3 or 4 a.m., scribbling in this leather-bound journal she never let me see. I'd wake up to find her staring out the window, muttering to herself. When I asked what was wrong, she'd smile, kiss me, and say, "Just thinking about the stars." I figured it was stress. She'd been working long hours at her graphic design job, and her boss was a jerk. But then she started disappearing for hours at a time. She'd say she was running errands, but her car's GPS always showed her at home. I didn't want to be that guy, so I didn't push her. I trusted her. Then, 3 weeks ago, I came home from work and she was gone. Her phone, keys, and wallet were still on the counter. Her shoes were by the door. The only thing out of place was a single sheet of paper folded neatly with my name written on it in her looping handwriting. I opened it, expecting an explanation, maybe a breakup letter. Instead, it said, "Ben, if you're reading this, I'm already gone. Don't look for me. You won't find me. I've been trying to protect you, but I can't anymore. Check the journal. Page 47. I love you. Always will. Ellie." My heart stopped. I tore through the apartment, looking for her journal. It was tucked under her side of the mattress, hidden like she didn't want me to find it until now. I flipped to page 47 and, God, I wish I hadn't. The page was filled with sketches of a spiral symbol, over and over, like she was obsessed. In the middle, she'd written, "They're watching. They know I know. If I don't go, they'll take him too. I'm sorry, Ben. The stars aren't what you think." I sat there, staring at the words, my mind racing. Who was they? What did she mean by the stars? I tried calling her phone, straight to voicemail. I checked her laptop, her email, her socials. Nothing. It was like she'd been erased. I called her friends, her coworkers, even her parents. No one had seen her. The police were useless. They said she was an adult, probably left on her own. And the note wasn't enough to open a missing persons case. I showed them the journal, but they just shrugged, said it sounded like mental health stuff. I couldn't let it go. I started digging into the journal. It was a mix of poetry, doodles, and random thoughts, but the later pages got weirder. She wrote about lights in the sky that followed her, voices she heard at night, and a door she kept seeing in her dreams. She described it as a glowing archway in the middle of our apartment, leading to somewhere else. I thought maybe she was having a breakdown, but then I found something that made my blood run cold. On page 62, she'd taped a Polaroid of our living room. In the corner where the couch should have been was a faint, shimmering outline of an archway. It wasn't there when I looked up from the photo. Our couch was right where it always was. I checked the timestamp on the Polaroid, taken 2 days before she disappeared. I started questioning everything. Had she been seeing things, or was I missing something? I couldn't sleep that night. I kept the journal open, rereading her words, trying to piece it together. Around 2 a.m., I heard a hum, like static but rhythmic, coming from the living room. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and crept out of bed. The room was dark, but the air felt heavy, like before a storm. My flashlight caught something, a flicker near the couch, like heat waves rising off pavement. I blinked, and it was gone. I told myself it was exhaustion, but I didn't believe it. The next day, I started researching. I Googled everything: spirals, lights in the sky, glowing archways. Most of it was UFO conspiracies or New Age nonsense, but one forum thread on a sketchy site caught my eye. It was about the Watchers, a supposed group of entities that monitor humans who get too close to the truth. The poster claimed these entities used spirals as their mark and could open doorways to other dimensions. They said if you saw the spirals, it was too late. They already had you. I laughed it off at first, but then I remembered Ellie's sketches. The spirals were identical. I know how this sounds. I'm a software engineer, not a tinfoil hat guy. But I couldn't shake the feeling that Ellie was trying to tell me something. I went back to the journal, combing through every page. On page 89, I found a list of dates and times, all from the past month, labeled sightings. Next to each was a location: our apartment, the park nearby, even her office. The last entry was the day she disappeared, with a single word: door. I decided to test it. That night, I sat in the living room, lights off, waiting. I felt ridiculous, like I was playing Ghost Hunter, but I had to know. At 2:17 a.m., the exact time of her last sighting, the hum started again. This time it was louder, vibrating in my chest. The air shimmered, and there it was, a glowing archway right where the Polaroid showed it. It wasn't solid, more like a tear in reality, with swirling light on the other side. I froze, my heart pounding. I want on random ads, even in the grain of the wood on our coffee table. Last night I woke up to the hum again, but this time I heard her voice. It was faint, like she was far away saying, "Ben, don't follow me." I checked the time, 2:17 a.m. Read it. I'm losing it. I don't know if Ellie's gone because she chose to or because something took her. I don't know if I'm seeing things or if this is real. Should I try to find the archway again? Should I go through it? Or am I just going crazy chasing a ghost? I love her, but I'm terrified. What would you do? Update, posted 6 hours later. I found another note. It was slipped under my door while I was at work. Same handwriting, same paper. It just says, "Stop looking. They see you now." I'm not imagining this, am I? Please, someone tell me what to do.